Welcome to Truthcast TV, and thank you for joining me. If you're new to this channel, then click that subscribe button, and if you like this video, then give it a like, because the more subscribers and the more likes, the more eyes that are on the truth. If you thought the first phase of shutdowns and tyrannical and Orwellian type of rules, laws, and mandates were bad, well, it's about to get a whole lot worse. Let's just check out what CBS reported a few hours ago, shall we?
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. There's a lot of news as we come on the air tonight, including the announcement that Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg is once again battling cancer. We're going to begin with those 77,000 new coronavirus cases here in the U.S. in just 24 hours. That is yet another record-setting day.
Now, that's all we've heard now for the past couple of weeks. How we're breaking so many records with this COVID-19 BS. But when Black Lives Matter and Antifa was out there burning down small businesses and looting and creating chaos and more division and hatred and racism amongst the American people than there already was, they didn't say a word. But now, all of a sudden, since all of that died down, well, we're just breaking every record that there is for COVID-19, even though we're doing more testing than anywhere in the world, which more testing equals more cases. And even though 0.003% of people are dying from this so-called pandemic, from this so-called COVID-19 virus, they're still taking drastic measures and putting in place Orwellian type of laws to where people have to wear a mask everywhere they go, and bars are closing down at 8. I just come from San Antonio, Texas about 5 days ago. I flew back in to North Carolina, and it was so dead out there last weekend in San Antonio, Texas, that there was nobody on the streets by 11, 12 at night. There was literally nobody on the streets. Me and my sister were walking around taking pictures of, all of the places on the Riverwalk and all the beautiful scenery that's on the Riverwalk. And literally, there was nobody on the streets. And not only nobody on the streets, but all of the bars were closed down. And all of the restaurants were closed down by 9, 10. And we found one that stayed open till 11 o'clock at night. That's how bad, and that is how scared they have got everybody. So let's just take a look at some of the BS that they're trying to pull now.
As the country heads into a weekend with the pandemic spiraling out of control. A document prepared for the president's coronavirus task force and obtained by CBS News says 18 states are now in the red zone and should roll back reopening some
The red zone. Ooh.
businesses. But that report still has not been released by the White House. In some of the country's worst hotspots, local leaders are clamping down. Tonight, parts of Florida are issuing mandatory curfews, forcing people off the beaches and out of bars and limiting any gatherings to 10 people. California's governor just announced strict new rules that would force most schools in that state to teach classes remotely starting next month. And in Texas, where the death toll reached another one-day high tonight, San Antonio began moving in refrigerated trucks to store the bodies of the dead. Tonight, the virus has killed nearly 139,000 people in the U.S., and there are more than 3.6 million confirmed cases.
Even though, excuse me for stopping this, but even though tuberculosis killed 1.5 million people last year, there was no mandated mask wearing, there was no pandemic, there was no fear-mongering going on by the media. But now, 138,000 deaths with 3,627,000 cases. And this warrants shutting down small businesses This warrants getting people off the beaches, closing down all bars, making people's lives miserable. That should tell you everything you need to know about what's going on. Let's continue.
Nationwide. There's a lot of reporting to get to tonight, and our team of correspondents is covering it all. CBS's Manuel Bojorquez is going to lead off our coverage tonight from Miami. Good evening, Manny.
Good evening, Nora. For the 10th time, Florida is reporting more than 10,000 new cases. More curfews were announced today, including in Broward County and here along Miami Beach, where the mayor is hoping an 8 p.m. curfew along South Beach will keep people from partying, one of the behaviors suspected of fueling the surge.
We're not taking a full lockdown off the table.
Infectious disease specialist.
Of course they're not taking a full lockdown off the table, because that's exactly what they plan on doing in another week or two.
Dr. Eileen Marty warns Miami-Dade County is nearing a tipping point, with ICUs full in 8 out of the county's 25 hospitals. She's cautiously optimistic, however, the numbers may be leveling off.
We're hoping against hope that people are getting the message that they're changing their behavior. If we don't see that by Monday, Tuesday, then yeah, it's possible that we may have to enact further measures.
Miami-Dade County did announce new fines for violating its mask order, $100.
What we're doing it is for us the safety, maintain the health of our
Now what they're doing it for is control.
Residents.
Facial coverings remain among the simplest ways to stop the spread, but one of the most controversial. Today, Georgia Governor Brian Kemp defended his lawsuit against the city of Atlanta's mask mandate.
I agree people need to wear a mask. You know, I don't think it takes a mandate for people to do the right thing.
Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms reacted to the suit on CBS this morning.
It's very clear that the governor is putting politics over people, and we will have to fight the governor about this in court.
This meeting over reopening schools in Utah had to be called.
It's clear they are puppets for the globalist elite, is what it's clear. That's the only thing that's clear to me.
Off. A packed room, most ignoring safety guidelines.
We are supposed to be physically distancing, wearing masks.
It appears less likely that all public schools in California will reopen with students on campus. Today, Governor Gavin Newsom unveiled strict new guidelines.
Schools that don't meet this requirement, they must begin the school year this fall through distance learning.
As cases continue to climb in Texas, COVID-19 survivor Enrique Carrillo says he's learned his lesson.
I was just, going out with just living life like it wasn't even out there, and ended up getting it. And now I'm more responsible.
Manuel Bojorquez, CBS News, Miami.
Wow, it's going to get a lot worse too, y'all. It's going to get a whole lot worse. We're not even out of phase 1 yet. Phase 2 is coming this fall, just like Bill Gates and just like a lot of the other globalist elite have warned. So be prepared and get ready, because it's about to get a whole lot worse than it was 4 or 5 months ago when they shut the whole economy down and ruined hundreds of thousands of small businesses. 54% of all small businesses never recovered from the first shutdown. And now, guess what? Well, they're doing it again. So just be prepared, because it's coming. If you're new to this channel, like I said, click that subscribe button. If you like this video, give it a like. I got more content coming, so stay tuned, stay safe, stay woke. God bless, and I'm out.